What's up, Dynamites? So, I saw My Hero Academia Heroes Rising Saturday, and at first, y'all know, if y'all saw the My Hero Academia reaction last week, I was like, I'm probably not gonna do a review. I'm probably just gonna post on the community posts on our channel or Twitter my thoughts, because I was thinking it's an anime movie. I know what to expect from it. Boy, was I shooketh. So here I am. I decided to do an old school breakdown format for this review. And yes, I am reviewing. So if you haven't seen the old school breakdown videos, here's how we do this here. I'm going to do a non-spoiler review first. It's probably going to be 2 minutes long, maximum. If you haven't seen the movie, I'm gonna say at the end of the non-spoilery section, this is the spoilery section. Leave now if you have not seen it. That is your opportunity to leave. If you do not leave, you enter the spoilery section with my freakouts at your own risk. Okay? Okay. So, without further ado, let's get into this review. We start off the movie. The kids are going into this island, Nobu. They're helping out the people there, and crap breaks loose. All sorts of shenanigans breaks loose. I can't say much without spoiling you all. To answer the question, is it canon in the manga? In my research, I found mixed results, really. So if someone can go down in the comments and tell me whether it's canon or not, if that's important to you guys, that would be much appreciated. But I found mixed answers. Some people said yes, some people said no, some people said it doesn't matter. So I just leave it to my watchers, who are super smart and know things that I do not know and inform me on a daily basis. So you guys can just let me know. But the animation is stunning, the music is great as always, and yes, it is way better than Two Heroes. I think because of Two Heroes, I went in with my expectations not super low, but if this is the bottom end of my expectations, right? If my hand is no longer on the screen, I was here. And so it exceeded my expectations up to past my camera screen here. So if you haven't seen it, I suggest that you go see it. When I say that it's Marvel grade superhero entertainment, I don't take that lightly. So parents, go take your kids, enjoy a good, nice anime movie. Parents who are into anime that have kids, still take your kids, because it's a cool event. It's a Marvel level event. I'm telling you, I felt the same feelings that I felt when Thanos snapped the Avengers out of existence, okay? It's a fun experience. It's the best experience you'll have. And yeah, as for this movie, I think I'm gonna rate it a 10 out of 10, which, if you guys know my rating system, I don't take that lightly. So yeah, that's that for the spoilery section. Mind my watch knocking around down here. That's that for the spoilery section. If you have not seen the movie, leave currently. Bye. Bye bye. See you later. See you later. Alright. for my non-spoilery people down in the comments, I want to know, how do you guys feel about it? Without giving away too much spoiler content, I want to know how y'all felt about the movie. I felt like it was amazing, as you can tell from my non-spoilery review. But I want to discuss some of my favorite parts of the movie, things that I was not expecting, because I'm a reactor. I cannot read the manga at the risk of being spoiled for the anime. So there were some things happening in there. I didn't know what was happening. But we started off with our League of Villains, Toga, everybody from the League of Villains that we know, that we love, Compress, Davi, Shigaraki, you know. And they were transporting 9 in this truck. And according to Shigaraki, they were doing this transport for a professor, some type of experimentation they were involved in. I don't think it was specifically expressed that Shigaraki knew what the experimentation really was, because he killed 9 at the end. I was thinking, watching 9 and how he has a similar quirk to All For One, Shigaraki being All For One's successor, his chosen, wouldn't want somebody like All For One out there, because that would take his place or threaten his place as All For One's successor, if All For One were to know about that person and that person still exists. So I'm going with the idea that he didn't know the full extent of the experimentation. But yeah, we have 9. He has the ability to steal other people's quirks. He can hold up to 9 at a time, although I believe we only saw 5 of his quirks in the movie, which is okay. You know, we have a limited space for time. He was shooting lasers, he was controlling weather, he was using wind. It was a whole lot of other situations. And then on his team as well, we have Slice, who kind of reminded me of a mix of Urza and Midnight a little bit, as far as her like costume. Urza from Fairy Tail, if you're not familiar with that anime, and Midnight from My Hero, if you aren't familiar with her. The design of her was a little bit similar, which I really loved. She shoots pieces of her hair off, and they're like little spikes, like porcupine spikes, which I found really cool. Mummy uses like bandages, yarn. I don't know if it was bandages or yarn of some sort to like control people. He grabbed Bakugo at one point and was like trying to control him, but it didn't last very long. As we know, Bakugo is very strong-willed. And then we had Chimera, who was like this wolf human, giving me Constantine from Legends of Tomorrow vibes, hybrid situation. Like when he buffed up near the end of his fight with Todoroki and Ida, he kind of looked like he had some chicken body parts. He's very much a hybrid. I don't know if his quirk is hereditary or not. It seems like an experimentation, but he was kind of giving me Beast from X-Men vibes, if Beast was like a mishmash of different animals, if that makes sense. But the kids are on this island, Nobu. They're doing hero work as a part of a incentive program by the licensing exam people. They're helping this small island. It's very low in crime, very safe for them, so they thought. And it starts out very chill. They're really cool. They're really helping these people out. It's mostly older people on the island, with the exception of 2 kids, Katsuma and his sister, Mara. I think that's what her name is. I don't want to butcher it, but Katsuma and his sister, their dad is out of town for work a lot, and he actually runs into 9, which we'll get into in a minute, because the movie starts off, the League of Villains are transporting him. They get caught up in a situation with Endeavor and some other heroes, and they end up going off the rails, losing 9. And 9 and his crew go to find these children's father because of a certain quirk he has. This cell regeneration quirk, but it only works on a certain type of blood. Therefore, it does not work on 9. 9 needs this quirk to stabilize himself because he isn't stabilized. The quirks that he holds are like ruining his body from the inside out somewhat, and so he needs this cell quirk so that his body can stabilize. So knowing that this quirk does not work on him because of blood type, he's like, I'm just gonna go find the kids, because one of them has to have the version of this quirk that can work, because quirks are hereditary. And so they set off to Nabu Island. When they get there, as I said in my spoiler review, all hell breaks loose, right? So, they get there, chaos ensues. I want to talk about some major things that happened in some major fights, because Class 1A was pushed to their limit, okay? They knocked down all communications on the island, with the exception of a drone that Momo sent out. They were pushed to their absolute limit. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is Deku's Air Force gloves. Last episode of My Hero, we saw him talking to Hatsube about another support item, and talking to All Might about support items that he has used, and Deku had these really cool gloves. I'm going to be putting pictures on the screen so you guys can see them, so that he could do long range attacks with his fingers, I'm guessing without hurting himself. And I know that Hatsumi made them because there's no other person that makes his support items. But yeah, seeing those was cool. Todoroki and his absolute zero. I always wondered if Todoroki could freeze a person from the inside out. He froze Chimera from the inside out, like his innards, his body, his everything. It was amazing. I was not expecting it, but he literally went absolute zero, and it had me wondering if he were to freeze himself, because in the movie you saw his face just filling up with ice. Would he still be able to move? Is he able to control all that still? I have questions. Tokuyami fighting Slice in the cave with his black falling angel quirk ultimate move situation with Wolverine claws. I was not expecting that. But even more importantly, I wasn't expecting him to be so comfortable fighting in the cave. But I guess that shows how much they've grown as kids and as people with quirks, that they're able to push themselves to the limit like that. But one of the most important points that I have on here is the development of Deku and Bakugo's relationship was phenomenal, because they got pushed to their absolute limit. This villain was, and by villain I mean 9, not the other villains, they were a walk in the park compared to 9. Deku was facing essentially a second-rate All For One. And of course, sitting through the movie, I'm thinking, this is Deku's test, because we know eventually he's gonna have to grow up and face All For One for himself, because All Might cannot do it anymore. When he went to 100% and it still had zero effect on this man, I was like, oh, we're screwed. But when Bakugo bit the bullet and they started fighting together to protect these kids, I was like, oh my god. Like, Bakugo, if y'all have seen it on my Hero reactions, y'all know how I feel about Bakugo. He's growing on me. When the series started, I didn't like him. I wanted to punch him in the face. But he's growing on me, and he's growing as a person, and I think that is so super important. And the fact that they're showing us all these different facets of his character is frankly amazing. He's really determined and really passionate. I think sometimes it's just a little bit misplaced. But the fight that these two put out together against 9 and just in general protecting the kids, even though Bakugo thought the kids were absolute brats, and that they were annoying, he still fought tooth and nail for them, which is something to be commended. But we all know what I'm gonna talk about next. The part when Deku gave Kacchan one for all. I was like, oh my god. Let's be clear. I knew in my mind that Deku was not going to lose his quirk, because we're in season 4. I don't know how many seasons My Hero Academia is gonna have, but I know that Izuku Midoriya is not about to lose his quirk in My Hero Academia. So, when in the emotion of it all, this last resort, Deku and Bakugo are on their last legs, and Deku reaches over and transfers the quirk to Kacchan. The animation, the beauty, I don't know how long that fight scene is after that. It felt like an eternity, but it was gorgeous. Like, some people said the animation was weird in some spots. I think that was intentional. Because, like, you don't see art styles like that in anime a lot of the time. But we've never seen Kacchan use Deku's quirk either. And it looks different for everyone. And them using it together also is a different experience in the way that it looks as well. So I feel like they did those swift movements, like the congealing of their faces, like it was almost not like a two-dimensional, but it was almost like a squished situation with their eyes, like more of like a quickly sketched version because of how fast they were moving. And I really enjoyed it. Like, I couldn't stop looking. It was gorgeous. The explosions, the Bakugo's fire, everything was so beautiful. It was crazy. But yeah, it was a really amazing movie. I want to know some of your favorite parts. You guys can tweet me at dynamic_reacts. or Instagram at Dynamic Reactions. I really want to know what some of your favorite parts were. And I honestly can't forget at the end of the movie when he told the kids, when he told Katsuma, because Katsuma, this whole entire movie, wanted to be a hero, right? His sister had her reservations because she wanted to protect him, which is, of course, like, duh. She has an amazing quirk too. But he had his reservations about his quirk because he felt like he couldn't be a hero with the quirk. And honestly, Deku and Bakugo would not be alive without his quirk. And for Deku to say to him the same thing that All Might said to him in season 1, episode 1, you too can be a hero. Oh, my heart. It melted, guys. It really did. I really enjoyed the movie. I've been talking for like 21 minutes. Wow. Holy crap. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a masterpiece of animation to watch. Marvel grade. I kid you not. Marvel grade stuff, man. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I really want to know your thoughts. So if you're new here, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to hit that notification bell. Make sure you turn on all notifications. Follow me on the social medias below. And if you want to donate to my camera lens fund, the links are in the description. But yeah. And also, I met a wonderful girl named Caitlin at the movies. She left a comment on my latest My Hero reaction that she'll be waiting for my review. So, Caitlin, hey girl, here it is. Thanks for chilling with me at the movies. It was super fun. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next one. Avatar is on its way, for those wondering. So just be patient, and it'll be right there. Peace out.